And the idea is, basically the idea of the slam is that it's meant to be fun. It's not, you know, it's not war, like my nanny used to say. We're not playing for a sheep station. If we were playing for a sheep station, I would expect it to be a lot more bloody, because, you know, who doesn't want a sheep station, frankly. But pretty much, you get a bunch of judges, you get a bunch of poets. The judges write their scores down on bits of paper, hold them up. We calculate the scores, and ordinarily we would do 3 rounds, but tonight I think we're only going to do 2. So we'll have 6 people in the first round and 2 people in the second round, and they'll face off for the ultimate prize of 2 meals and a bottle of wine and a sheep station. They said there would be days like this, but they weren't specific. They said there would be days when you didn't know your own name. They didn't say there would be days when you felt like you'd been beaten repeatedly with iron bars and set on fire. They were never that specific. They say you choose the path you take, and I agree, up to a point. Just that the detours are untold and countless many, and some of them leave you screaming. They never said you would lose so many people so soon without recourse to action or denial. They told you that you would find someone who made it all make sense, who would get your stupid jokes. They said that person would love your stupid jokes and you would love theirs. They didn't tell you that time is fleeting and your stupid jokes won't fix everything, that things would happen you couldn't imagine, couldn't prepare for, and if they had, you wouldn't have believed them anyway, so let yourself grieve. Be grateful for the love you have and the time that you have had to enjoy it. Now, I don't need to write down these scores particularly because I'm not in the competition, so...
So wait, so a score, isn't it?
No, this is the sacrificial goat score. 6. Alright. It's not a bad score for the sacrificial goat poet, you know. It's always a low scoring thing, I don't feel bad about it. So that is a 20.5, unless anyone wants to correct me. I'm going to randomly open one of these little pieces of paper that has names on it, like this one. Yeah, no worries, I'll randomly make sure he comes out last, because he'd know you. And randomly Dale. Dale, would you like to randomly come up and read a poem for us?
Okay, well, you know, I write a lot about sex and love and lust and, or, you know, bratish, socio-politico, wanko. But instead, I'll just start off with something short and sweet. One of my favourite sonnets from Shakespeare is number 57, you know, as being your slave, what am I to do but tend upon the hours and times of your desires, you know. And I kind of took that masochistic impulse to the next level, and this is in a sonnet. But it's called My Midsummer 57, because that's the name of the sonnet, is number 57. Anyway. My bark is bigger than its bite. Well, your shunt gives figure to your shite. At least there's no pretense to my tunnel, and your wealth has spent itself into a funnel, and substance has given way to surface. Yet happenstance has me draw the curtain, and I accept your near purity until I expiate all humanity in your lashings. Yes, I'm to blame. Blame me. Pussy on fire and inflaming, and there's nothing but to tear my soul apart, tear my whole apart, perpetuate your purity of heart, deny my honest touch from the start. Nirvana will be yours at my expense. It's okay, I can afford it. Treat my confusion as perversion and judge with derision, with all the derision you can muster. I won't fluster. It's my job to be your whipping boy. Whatever, just so long as you beat me.
We have A7, we have A7, which is 14, and then we have another one, which is 21, and that is 21.3. Does anyone want to argue with my scoring this time? No. Right. That is a very good score. Kate, would you like to randomly come onto the stage? Oh, come on.
G'day. I usually sing songs, so I'm gonna say one and say it's a poem. This is about a woman who I work with, and it can extrapolate to many people. It's called Thin-Lipped Bitch.
What's the name?
I'm not telling you, Russ. Oh, thin-lipped bitch, what say you? Am I the only one that you misconstrue? Pursed and zipped, you are a thin-lipped bitch. They say your faith is not far from the altar, but there they stand, those destined to falter. Hands clasped you sit, all pursed and zipped. It's not chastity or piety, not criminality, it's humanity. They're just like me, you see, you thin-lipped bitch. Quantitative success, no one suckles at your breast. Is your cold gold soul all weary and alone? A smile so wry, do you ever break down and cry? Do you ever break down and cry? Oh, thin-lipped bitch, what say you? Am I the only one that you misconstrue? Pursed and zipped, you are a thin-lipped bitch.
That is a 19.5. Right. And completely randomly, who is this? Josephine, are you in the house? Hey.
My poems come out of my journal, so the heading of my poems is usually a date, okay? So this is 26th of September 2006. Men at work are not singing anymore. They have stopped playing their song. The Beach Boys are not surfing anymore. They are busy working, casually, casual-like. The Go-Go Girls, they're not dancing anymore. They're busy little beavers, running here, there and everywhere. The young ones like to dance. The young ones like to sing. The young ones like to go clubbing. They run, not knowing when to stop, not knowing when to get off. Not happy little Vegemites no more. They want to get a life. They want to chill out. They sometimes take a pill to help them out. They love to listen to the radio. They love to listen to the music. They love the beat. They love to talk on the telefonino. They love to talk to friends on the telefonino. The mamas and the papas, they too have stopped playing their song. You and I are one. I think I'll put an Elvis record on and rock and roll my own way, or maybe twist and shout a little bit louder, a little bit longer, or do the potato mash, mish mash, come on, let's all get together and have fun, let's do the mumba, the mambo jumbo. Salsa, sexy, the Brazilian, the Amazonian thing. You know what I mean? You get my drift? Let's dance. Thank you.
That's 11, that is 16.5. Does anyone disagree? Next, we have Wendy. Wendy, are you ready to rumble? Yay!
Wendy is just so nervous that she's Anyway, my piece is called Gat Girls, and Gat stands for the Gatwick Private Hotel. Big rooming house in St Kilda, 150 or so people stay a day or a lifetime. And a lot of working girls. Gat girls, cat girls, creatures of the night girls, slim girls, thin girls, almost never fat girls, young women in their prime, growing old before their time. Night girls, fright girls, flaky skins and toothless smiles, staking out their midnight aisles. Push and tush up for sale, pay your money, get your honey. Drug girls, dope girls, life without hope girls, trading sex for drugs and dopes to give them cause to help them cope. Sad girls, mad girls, almost never bad girls, children all away somewhere in another person's care. Black girls, white girls, nice in spite of shite girls, girls just doing what they need to get their heroin and speed. Gat girls, slack girls, take it up the back girls, no need for condoms here, no one gives a fuck or care. Show girls, joke girls, poke for every bloke girls, tourists stop and laugh and sneer, don't give a fuck or give a care. Drug girls, mug girls, good on survival girls, dead on arrival girls, social dregs, sex on legs. Locals pray for their demise to make their housing prices rise. Ends the night, comes respite, for the Gat girls, for the Gat girls. Go to sleep, girls, lay down your head, girls, go to bed, girls, and dream, girls, about a better life, away from all the stress and strife for the Gat girls. Go to sleep, girls, while we weep, girls, for the Gat girls. Thank you.
Oh, the suspense. We have Bruce. Bruce, are you ready to rock it? There he is. Make some noise, come on.
I do not wish to accept, much less embrace. Can I bear these inner visions of violation, of tainted innocence? Can I deny primal fascinations? I recall a scene from a film, the revulsion it had induced, and the failing of my eyes to be shielded by my hands. I curse and spit vengeance against those I do not know. I revile my waning tolerance, shamed by my cowardice. My blood boils. I lurch at my peddling molester, grab his metaphysical neck. His eyes begin to bulge under the pressure I apply to his throat with my fingers. Suddenly his tongue flickers out and licks my face. I recoil, giving ground. His mouth gapes open and consumes me. I lie in an impenetrable darkness as still as death, but my emotional body screams silently, beyond all that would encase me, out to the stars that I trust are still moving to and from their conjunctions. Intolerably lonely, rejections assail me, all of me. I slip and fall into the sludge at the base of the well of self-loathing. I feel hatred as pure as love, powerful, free-flowing. An inner eye opens. This space, like space, is vast, voidish, peripherally populated. They stream toward me from minuscule dots on the horizon. Long ribbons of light trail behind them before they are swallowed again by the darkness. An interminably heavily grid, steeping exponentially, a speeding antithesis, obliterating now. From the darkness, these dots become stickmen. They gather like faggots at my feet in interlacing desperation. A copula squirm of dominance thrashing into the raw abysmic power of submission. I also seek a match. But this horror is fueled by the fire I would purge it with. It roars beyond the cold padded walls I would confine it with. The walls of my personal cell crash in around me. I consider my wrists. Release or contain the crimson flow? Still the beating heart? Or embrace the entombed pulse? There is no escape. I can but cajole, nurture, embrace, envelop, love, and love again that which refuses love. Be still my beating heart until the sound of your absence awakens me. I hold my match up. Its light is caught within a multifaceted prism. I am blinded by reflections, squared and quartered. The faggots of innocence will burn. I gather charred remains and sprinkle dust into a casket of a folded cross. A wind rises. My face changes, blown free of Calgary's tomb. I rent and rip the horizontal arm of the crucifix from its vertical limb. I lay them parallel between heaven and hell. I teeter on the fence of non-judgment. I am bludgeoned by a gape. I refuse to fall. Oh, my pride relinquished to all. I reach beneath the flames. He suckles compassion from my thumb. I caress his ragged face and cradle my aching jaw in his palm. I draw him forward, placing my hand over his heart until it recognises a homeward call. Medusa's hair caresses our stubble, but we do not meet her eye. 1,000 ethereal companions pass knives through me, cleaving my guilt from me. Another self is spinned, another self is pinned, star-like to the waterfall. Angels ride bicycles over the moon. We step back, protected by her shadow through the trees. She bleeds and the forest is rekindled. We breathe through broken ribs, reborn.
Okay, we have 8 and 7, it's 15. That is 21.9. That is a very good score. We have 2 more poets for this first round. Can you feel the tension building? The excitement? Can you feel it? Okay, apparently not. Apparently it's just me and Kieran. Kieran, can you feel it?
Right, so this one's called Blackpool Rocks. A couple of mates of me got into a bit of trouble up in Blackpool a couple of years ago. Right, anyway, Blackpool Rocks at the end of your fist. It could have been avoided if you give it less lip. All day drinking, Superman complex. Someone looks at you and you see it as a threat. Oi, what are you looking at? Want some cunt? Gonna make a fool of yourself, your mates shake their head. Here we go again. You crash through tables and men who are able, and the pub goes quiet. The sight is one man right. You finish your drinks, get ready lads, ready to wade in, because even though he deserves a punch, he's our mate. Fists ready like guns drawn, only this ain't the OK Corral, but a saloon in Blackpool town. It's tense until the first glass breaks, an explosion of force. Every man and his dog, even the old, get involved. It's all arms and legs and broken glass. And then there's me thinking that this holiday's going to be boring. The bell sounds for last drinks, and everyone's having too much fun to end this. But all good things must come to an end. And the fists are replaced by batons and capsicum spray. And the cops wade in to collar culprits, apart from the man who started it, who, funny enough, is fast asleep on the pub's carpet. Thanks.
Okay, we have a 7, we have a 4, and we have a... And we have an 8.5, which is a score of, quickly, 11, 19, 19.5. All right. And the final poet that we have is Nilgan. Nilgan, are you ready to rock it? Yay!
Okay.
I'm your greatest fan! Yeah!
'Twas an enveloping situation that it came to me upon a wishful tree. Was 3 that night upon the morn. Was I then forlorn? Found a prize inside the lies that foretold a mew from a TP. Hence words frown upon a clown, the owl of the 70s, Surex, servile, demure lures, twee, that spank of spark of the Malay, Maloo to you. Logic, architecture, and the like, eccentric to the lives of others in his own delight, for out respite the living dead, keep some to him, her, and babe, he squelched, billowed, and said. This angry fellow catapult through me with such fantasy, I wonder where, which weather we'll see, if we were alone on an island, looking for wide and spread of third eye, my fingers mend a patch of palm wings, feed and red like flamingo standing on one leg. Is it ocean or is it the desert? This wasn't meant to be the prerequisite to dread. Signed, my lady said.
We have a 6.5. We have a, what have we got next to the 6.5? We have a 6.5, we have a 6, and we have a, and we have a 7. All right. And we have Russ, our final performer. Unless I've messed up and left anyone else out, I haven't covered.
So if seeing is believing, what is it for? Did the eye look out deceiving? I would never give in to fashion. And change is always on the cards. So why do you push for something new? And time is like a jukebox. I'd only pick the songs that I want to hear. So surf any wave you want, but don't pick it when it screams at night. I'd close my eyes, close my dreams, wave at the seals, run away, jump around, fuck. I can do anything, like sing and scream and jump and make out with any chick who says yes. And everything is okay right now. So run with the wind. I can always change. Who's not happy with this?
Go, Roscoe!
Thank you. So I'm waiting for a needle in a haystack, but was it always just a certainty? I'm lost for a ground, lost for a soul. Is there a job that you're fighting for? So what's this world you're fighting for?
And that is a score of. Is that a score? That's an easy score. I can't even add that up, and I haven't even been drinking. That is 11, 18, 17-3 or 18-3. 18-3. I think that's 18-3. It's 5, 10, 17, 18. 18.3. All right. That's Poetry Slam. Going in to the final round, we have Dale. You can clap, it's okay. We have Bruce. And we have Wendy. And for all the other contestants, I thought you were all fantastic. And just keep in mind, it's not about whose poem's best, it's about who sucked up to the judges most beforehand. We'll be back in a minute. Which sweaty little piece of paper out of the palm of my hand will we have first? Wendy, are you ready? Clap.
Okay, I hope I can remember this because I didn't really expect to get this far. But living in Fitzroy Street, I get to see a lot of Kooris, displaced people who don't know quite where they belong. And one of these was Big Mama Cheryl Wise, who died last year. So this poem's for her. Big Mama, Cheryl Wise, never thinking any harm. You stuck a needle in your arm and now you're gone. Not wise, Cheryl, not wise. Didn't know you used that stuff. Thought the drinking was enough. Not wise, Mama, not wise. Was it the abuse that made you use? Was it living black in a white man's world? Was it the rejection of your race, never quite finding your own place in your own country. We saw the anger in your face. You flaunted your drinking in our face while you staked out your own space outside the 7-Eleven. You should have grown in wise old age, Mama. You could have been a wise old sage, Mama, but you kept your rage, challenging the traders, taking a stand, daring them to evict you from your own land. You lived big, Mama. You lived big. And you're dead, Mama. And you're dead. How many more will die before your race can take its place in its own country? What a waste, Mama. What a waste.
All right. Now we're going to do things just a little bit differently with this one. What I'd like to do is get the judges to write the scores down, and we're not going to announce them just yet. This will build suspense and make things exciting. Yes? Right. So write the scores down, and we'll be coming around to check. And next we have Bruce. Go very, very nuts. Bruce.
And Mr. Bush, the fire, it's almost spent. It says, hey, this planet's abundant. It's not a secret. But you spend your bucks on more armaments and souls depart on black gold theft. And I want to hear the voice of the people rising. I want to hear leaders that want just a little freedom from the fighting. But the terror, it's rising for the just and the good. With a preemptive strike, yeah, our peace is it's assured. And our bombs, hey, they're smart. They're not aimed at you kids. But yeah, friendly fire's just a little hit and miss. I'm sorry, did we hit your freedom? Oh, I am sorry, do you miss your freedom? And there's too many veterans lonely watching TV sets. There's too many children pictured with bloated stomachs. There's too many white collars fat on misplaced gains. There's too many seeds under patent sown for bucks, not grain. And couldn't we sow just a little freedom? Yeah, we could sow just a little freedom. And there's too many people unharboured and afloat, high fence wire, kosher knife to the throat. But during detention for self-harm, hey, we can't be blamed. But yeah, those mouths sewn shut don't speak of war games. And when you speak for just a little freedom. And throughout the ages, there's been war after war. You'd think by now they could have settled that score. And I'm sorry, brother, I don't understand your law. But without this bloody race, there's enough for us all. Enough for our freedom. Thank you.
We have one more part to go. We have the very lovely, the effervescent Dale. Dale, are you ready to rock it?
Okay, this one's called Don't Tell Me. She's trying to change the size of her nose, the size of her ass, the size of her clothes, because they've told her she's got to smoulder and hold her age and not get older. Everybody telling her what she should look like. She's got a strong brow and a thinking mind, blood of wise women hot and wild, but to them this doesn't matter, because if she gets any fatter, she'll lose all of her cred. She's better off dead. She needs a body with that for a head. She falls with a clatter, and you might see her shatter, because under the pressure she might have chosen the latter, with everybody telling her what she should look like. She eats, then she makes herself purge. She starves, then she has to splurge. She stares herself in the eyes and hates her curves, her thighs, her female shape, blind to woman's magic ethereal, with feet firmly planted in the material, and everyone telling her what she should look like. Now she takes a step away from the grounds, hears her symphony, the woman's sound. Dares to look, and she finally sees how she really is, and she's on her knees, laughing and crying, panting, exultation. She's of magic, not discrimination, no tragic part of perpetuation, exploding heart of self-revelation, and she'll shout down anyone who tells her what she should look like.
The third prize is a copy of Ain't That a Kick in the Head by Steve Smart. If anyone didn't win that and they'd like to buy it, I own copies. And a copy of Sandon McLeod's You, Me, Us Nuts, which is a very good book. And the third prize goes to Wendy. Wendy, if you would like to come up and collect your prize, dear. Thanks, mate. Now we have a second prize, which goes to, do you want to do the announcement?
Yeah, second prize goes to
One of my favourite ladies, Dale. And it is 1 free meal and 1 glass of house wine here at the Townie. Woo! And it's not a fix. So because I'm part of Roarhouse, I've already decided that I'm taking Josephine out to dinner.
And the first prize, which is 2 free meals and a bottle of house wine. That's just about enough to get 2 people drunk, I reckon. The first prize goes to Bruce. Bruce, would you like to come up here?
Okay, Bruce has actually got many skills. He's actually multi-skilled, but I think he's going to show us some of his juggling skills.
We'll sing a poem.
I know what this is for.
whoa, yes!
Excellent, thanks, Bruce. Very confident.
I'd like to say, fuck the Logies. We've got juggling with fruit. Before we go back into the band, I reckon the only thanks left is to the judges. It's a thankless task. You guys have been very cool. Thank you so much. To Johnny?
Johnny, yes.
Hey! Gina, I can give you your name. Gina! And Scott right at the back, our hanging judge. And thanks to Mayeka for asking me to come and do it. It's been fun. And thanks to the audience, because without an audience, you know, we'd be crap, really. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. Excellent, thanks, Steve. Wonderful night. Can we just say, yeah, thanks very much to Steve. Woo. It's just great. I must just say that for me, this is really exciting because I've got some old Ballarat crew here. Steve and I go back to the old Ballarat days, of course. And I've also got Bruce here. He's from Ballarat. He was my old housemate. So for me, this is pretty exciting. So thank you very much for coming to Roarhouse, and hopefully you'll come again and support Roarhouse. Thanks again.